Hello all and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I'm Jamie and I'm going to be your host today. Now if this is one of the first Craftmania videos you've found, you might not be familiar with how this is going to work. But basically I'm about to tempt you with 12 brand new, very cheap dies that you're definitely going to want. Now you can either order these via our website or you can order them on our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram or Twitter for in-store collection. Now online obviously we can post them to you anywhere in the world, so do check out our website if you wish to have a look at them. There is literally thousands of items on there as well as the items I'm going to be showing you today, but to be fair I think it's these 12 you're going to really want. As I said, we have 12 new dies. They're incredibly good value, such prices that I've never really been able to bring you before, so I think you're really going to appreciate them. On top of that, not only do we have these great prices, for every single die that you purchase on today's video throughout this week, we'll give you a free raffle ticket. And on next Sunday Showcase, we're going to pick one lucky winner from all of you lot who's going to win £50 worth of Craftmania Gift Vouchers. Now that applies in-store or online, and you can shop with us for literally all over the world. Wherever you are, if you purchase one of these dies, we're going to give you one of them free raffle tickets. If we are sending it internationally, we'll let you know your numbers in advance so you can still take part. And then next Sunday, we will pick one lucky winner who will get £50 worth of vouchers that can be spent in-store or online. So let's have a look at these items so you can get an idea of which ones you might want to buy. And then I'll show you our mega bundles, our essential packs, and then I have about 10 cards today that I'm going to show you with actually that I've made, with bits from these collections, including your essential pack and the dies, to hopefully give you a bit of inspiration on what you could create with them. So if you are new to our videos, how this works is we have a code on every item. So the first one we're looking at here is code die1. If you do wish to order via Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or YouTube, if you could let us know that code, then we'll know the item you're on about. Same applies if you wish to order via text message or over the phone to one of our stores. If you're ordering on our website, then don't worry, the actual die itself will be pictured, so you can just order the pictures of the items that you would like, and you don't need to worry about the codes. So this is your first one. As I say, this is our unicorn die. Now, not only have I got the die out of the pack to show you, I've also cut one of these ones out because it's just beautiful. As you can see, there's such intricate work here, and of course the lovely unicorn horn, and of course if you wanted to you could take that off and turn it into a horse if you wish as well. Now this of course is only £4.99, so that's a silly price for such a large die. As you can see in comparison to my hands, they really are quite large dies, so only £4.99 really is very inexpensive. We're then going to move on and show you die 2. Now this one actually gives you 3 different dies in this set. This is your dragon set. So in here you're getting the egg and you're getting the little baby dragon to come out of it. Of course you don't have to use them together. There are many things we could do with the egg for Easter and bits like that as well. And the dragon's really lovely and goes really well with some of the dies I'm going to be showing you shortly. So that is die 2, your dragon set. And you're going to get all 3 of them for just £4.49. Now die 3, now by far I think this one's the most impressive one to me. This is our border die. Now this is a big border. This is it actually cut out, and this is only £2.99. Now normally when we bring you dies like this, they're about £10 or £11. So to think that's nearly a quarter of the price they normally are, I have a feeling this one's going to go quite quick. It's quite good as well because although it is sort of a floral flourish style border, so we can use it as grasses and bits like that at the bottom of our cards and scrapbook pages. Of course, because of the way it's designed, if you wanted to, depending on the colours you cut it out, you could of course use it on its side and of course hanging down from your cards or pages as well. So there's quite a lot we could do with this. I also think it'd be really nice if you wrapped them around candles or the edges of Christmas crackers maybe. There's quite a few things we could do with that, and you can actually join them together quite easily if you want to. The die itself does have a blade running all the way around it, so it will actually cut out just as you see it here. It's not like an edgeable die. It will actually come out as a freestanding item, which does give you quite a lot of options in ways you can use that. Now nicely, not only do we have the border style in that one, which of course was your die number 3, £2.99, they've also done matching corners. So your corner set, you get a large corner and a smaller corner. This is die 4 and it's only £3.99. So you're getting both of them corner dies for just £3.99, which again is silly. We often have corners in store, just one like this on its own, maybe not even that big, selling for sort of £10 or £11 again. So to think you're getting both of them for £3.99 really is very good value. Moving on, now we have a really pretty die. This one's die number 5. This is your fairy die, and it's just beautiful. I haven't got one of these pre-cut for you, but when you get to see it actually cut out, you're going to be amazed. It's so pretty. We did have one actually from another brand about a year ago that was like this, but slightly smaller and certainly not as detailed, and it was over double the price. So this really, again, is a great value. Very delicate, very intricate die. So that's die number 5, your fairy, and that one is £5.99. Then we move on to die number 6. Die number 6 is our butterfly die. Now, one of these I have got cut out for you, and I think it looks really good in the gold mirror. Of course, you could do these in all different colours, and you could layer them if you want to. It's just a really pretty butterfly. And this one is only £4.49. So again, really inexpensive. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record, but we sell lots of these in store from different brands at about the £10 mark. So at least half price to what they normally should be or are. On to number 7. So this one's die number 7. This is your castle die. Now this one I really love. I am a Disney fanatic. I've probably confessed that before. So anything about castles really sort of ticks that box for me. But this one's quite nice because you could layer it quite easily. And they've also cut in these little bits for your tiles, which you can poke forward if you want to. And they've also got little doors on it that you can actually open and close if you wish to. So there really is quite a lot you could do with that just from one castle die. Your castle die number 7 is only £4.49. Then we have our Pegasus die. Now I haven't actually got to use this one very much today, so I apologise for that. But I have cut one out of gold mirror, which as you can see is really, really beautiful. And again, it's really, really cheap. This one is only £5.99 and it's your die number 8. So do have a good look at it cut out in your mirror, because this is the only time you're going to get to see it actually used or cut. But you can see it's done all this really nice engraving work. Again, it's got little bits that we can point out into the air if you want to. And as you can see, I've actually curved my wings and my tail a little bit to give it a bit more shape as well. And again, you could really cut into that and layer them elements if you wanted to make more of a 3D effect as well. So that one is die number 8, your Pegasus, and it's £5.99. Moving on to die number 9. Now this is a really good everyday one. I know most of the ones we've been looking at are quite fantasy. This is just an easy, lovely, happy birthday die, which of course could be layered up using foam if you wanted to get more of a deep impression, or stick many layers together to get thicker cuts. It's just a really lovely die cut. This one is die number 9 and it's only £2.99, and as you can see, once again, it's quite a nice size die for only £2.99. This isn't some piddly little tiny happy birthday you're going to regret having. I again predict that one will go very, very quickly. We had a Merry and a Happy Christmas on a similar launch for a Christmas set of dies a few weeks ago, and the Merry and the Happy Christmas sold out instantly, and we haven't actually been able to haven't managed yet to be able to get them back in stock. They're still out of stock with our supplier. So again, this is actually quite a good warning for you with the collection I'm showing you today. There are a lot of the Christmas ones from the same company sold out and haven't yet come back in stock, and we're looking about 5 or 6 weeks later. So if you've got these, get them while we've got them. So that's die number 9, your happy birthday, £2.99. Then on to die number 10. This is your mermaid set. Now, we discussed mermaids on a recent video, and we were saying how mermaids are now the latest trend, apparently. Mermaids are set to overtake from unicorns this year. So if you're in the mood to get on that bandwagon, we have the most lovely mermaid die for you. Not only do you get the mermaid bit, you've also got some shells and some fish and bits like that to build up a really lovely scene. And you're going to get all of them in that set for just £7.99. Now, I'm sure by now you're with me on the old value front, but you'd expect to pay more than that just for the mermaid alone, wouldn't you normally? So £7.99, again, really good price point for that one. Then we have our fairy house. Now this one is number 11. I've cut one of them out up here just out of some white pearl card so you can have a little look at it. Again, with the fairy house, it's cut many bits in it, like the door, which can be bought out, and all of the little parts of the flowers and the leaves can actually be bent up if you wish to give you a bit more depth to your image as well. On top of that, you also get a little butterfly, a dragonfly, and some flowers that you can dot around on here if you wish to. So all of those will be in that set. So that's your fairy house set. It's die number 11 and it's only £7.99. And then our last one, die number 12, this is your flower set. Now these are really, really pretty flowers. I love the way that on this set, you might be confused on whether them holes are going to emboss or cut out. These ones emboss. So you're going to get all of these nice holes or little dots embossed onto your flowers to give them petals some really nice features. Of course, if you don't want to emboss them, you don't have to. A lot of mine I've left plain just to show you that you can use them both ways. But you're also going to get this really nice stitch effect actually popped onto each of the petals as well. And then we've got some really nice leaves and bits in that set too. So really you're getting two types of flowers and lots of leaves, and that's going to make up that whole set for you, which again is only £7.99. And once again, I know I sound like a broken record, but we do many sets of flowers where you just get sort of the free heads for £10 plus. So to be getting two different styles of flowers and all the leaves for £7.99, you simply can't go wrong. Now, all of those can be bought individually, as I said earlier. You can order them on our Facebook page, our YouTube, our Instagram and our Twitter. Or of course you can jump on the website and order them there too. So don't miss out, get them while you can. And as I said earlier, for every single die you purchase, you're going to receive a free raffle ticket for next week's draw to hopefully let one of you win £50 worth of Craftmania gift vouchers. Now, if you wish to, if you're sold on the whole lot, we actually have a little bit of a cheeky saving for you. If you wish to buy the whole bundle, we have a mega bundle. So this is going to give you all 12 dies. It should be £64.38 if you was to buy them all individually, but you can buy all 12 for just £60. Now this again is only while stocks last, and based on our last launch of a similar set of dies when we did the Christmas lot, these were sold out by the end of Sunday. So don't hang about. If you do want to get your hands on the mega bundle, do get in there quickly. And if you're worried about your raffle tickets, don't worry. You will get 12 raffle tickets if you purchase the mega bundle. So we don't diddle you out of them. You'll still get one raffle ticket per die you've purchased. And if you buy the 12 in the mega bundle, you'll get 12 raffle tickets. So again, a really good way to get lots of options or chances to win your £50. And you've saved even more money by getting the whole bundle together. So they are your new dies for today. Hopefully we've impressed you with that little collection. We were well chuffed with them. We didn't even know they were going to be released, and we certainly didn't know that we was going to be able to get them and bring them to you this quickly. So they were a bit of a shock to us, so hopefully you like the look of them. If you are in love with them, you may want some bits to use with them. Now again, if you're new to our videos, what this is we bring together an essentials pack. In a moment I'm going to show you 10 cards that I've made, or roughly about that, and these are the bits that I've used to make my cards. So you don't get everything you need, but it'll certainly give you a good point in the right direction if you do want to make some cards that look something like mine. Hopefully, probably better, but it'll give you the basics so that you can get started, and a lot of the bits coordinate with the themes and styles of the dies that you've just been looking at. So today's essential pack, this one is worth £27.12, but because it's an essentials pack, we take over a third off of the actual retail price for it. So this week, your essentials pack is only £18, so you're saving £9.12, which again is a really good saving to be had. And in here, for that money, what are you going to be getting? Let's have a little look, shall we? You're going to get 8 sheets of Wedding Ivory card. Now this is a really good pearl card. It's perfect for cutting. You can also make your cards out of it. It's also strong enough so you can make your boxes out of it. It's really great for stamping on and colouring over as well. So it's a really good basic card for that one. And you're going to have 8 A4 sheets in your pack for that. We're then going to treat you to a really lovely graphic 45 paper. So on one side we've got some flowers, and on the back bit we've got this really nice green leaf pattern. Perfect to go in with all them fantasy dies and bits. It is actually from a fantasy collection. We're then going to give you one of our princess papers. Now these are a really posh Best Creations paper. Now hopefully you can see this. They're already pre-glittered, so it's very sparkly and shiny. And I know it looks like quite a big piece of paper for you to be using in card making, but of course we can, and I'll get to show you what this one cut up into pieces on one of my cards shortly. But if you do prefer a smaller pattern, on the back of it we've got lots of lovely crowns, which of course go in really nicely with the fantasy and castles and bits like that from our die collection. We then have another graphic 45 paper. Now on this side we have our really lovely mushrooms, which of course can be cut out and layered if you wanted to, around maybe our fairy house and bits like that. or we've got this really nice sort of night sky magical sort of backing on the other side of it as well. Then our last 12 by 12 double-sided for you is this one. On one side, this one's an Australian brand. On this side, we've got our really nice black and white printed flowers. And on the other on the back side, sorry, we've got a sort of a tile effect as well. So you're going to get all 4 of them 12 by 12s in your pack. We're also going to give you 5 sheets of tracing paper. Now that might sound like a very odd thing to be giving you, but I wanted to show you in this setup why we've done that. On a couple of my cards today, I've wanted to use patterned papers like this, but I've found that they've actually stolen from the image in hand the dies and bits I've done on top of them. So I've found by placing tracing paper over the top of it, it just sort of subdues the image slightly. Now, a lot of people have been doing this for years with parchment and vellums and bits like that, but tracing paper works just as good, and it's really good as well because if you still think that's a bit too bold, then you can carry on adding layers until you're happy with it. So on a couple of my cards I've just used 1 layer, and a couple I've used 2, but I'll show you that actually as we go through the cards shortly so you can see how that works. If you don't like that idea, it's really good to die cut, and you can certainly shape tracing paper as well, very much like parchment, to give you different effects. So it's a good one for you to have in your stash, and if failing all that you want to, you could even use it just as tracing paper. We don't mind. We're also going to give you 3 ribbons. You're going to get 1 metre of our sheer ribbon with printed hearts, which is really lovely, makes really pretty bows. You're also going to get 1 metre of our sheer ribbon with a satin edge either side of it. Again, very pretty bows. And then we have this one as well. Now, we've given this to you before, but a lot of people rant and rave over this. We thought we'd give you a bit more. This is our cream double stripe sheer ribbon, and it's just lovely. Again, really nice for borders and bows and bits like that too. Talking of borders, we're also going to give you a sheet of our stick-on borders. Now, these are already pre-cut. You can literally just peel them off and stick them on, and they're all separate. So we've got happy birthdays and swirls and Celtic knots and all bits like that that can all be used to make up frames or just borders on your cards. There really is quite a lot we can do with them too, but I really love these, so we keep trying to sneak you in a different pack of them on most weeks. Then these are a bit exciting. We're going to give you a gold and a silver pot of glitter. Now, you're going to get to see some of these used on some of my cards shortly, but it's a really nice ultra fine glitter. It's also the one we use in a lot of our lessons here at Craftmania too, so it really is a really good quality glitter, not too chunky, and really good for adding to die cuts and bits like that. And they're big old pots as well, they're not tiny pots, so you're going to get those. They're actually worth £2.49 each, so again, you're getting good value glitter in this set. We're then going to give you a 12 by 12. Now, this one's a single-sided night sky theme. Now, if you've got to see the card you started off on, this is actually in the background of that one, but we'll talk about that in more detail when we get there. But this is the paper you need for that effect. And we're also going to give you a pastel one of these. Now, these are foiled papers that have got a nice little pinstripe sort of dotty line going through them. I don't know how well you're going to see that, but it matches really well with the detail that's on the flowers. So if you are going to get the flower set, you might appreciate having a sheet of that one as well in your stash. And then a lot of what I've done today, I've cut out in mirror board, like when we looked at the Pegasus die, so we thought we better give you some nice quality mirror board. So you're going to get 3 A4 sheets in gold and 3 A4 sheets in silver. And again, this is a good weight mirror board. It really isn't the cheap stuff. It's nice quality mirror board, and it die cuts like a dream. So again, really good for that too. And then we thought you might appreciate some card blanks. We've got lots of cards that are going to show you shortly on different apertures and bits like that. So we thought we ought to give you a few of these. So starting off at the back here, we have got a white and a cream 8x8 with a square aperture. Now, these are the cards that I use a lot to make my dome effects. And you're also going to get to see sort of a gatefold stylish card done on one of these shortly on the smaller side. Size. So aperture cards are something I use quite a lot to create different things with, not just cards. I've made boxes out of these and all different things. So you're going to get quite a few of these. You've got your 2 biggies, then you've got your 2 smaller ones. Again, we've got a cream circle and a white circle. We've then got these twisted cards as well. Now, a lot of people tend to be confused by these, but you're going to get a white and a cream version. When you get them, they start off like so. There is a cut already in them and a score line. and you literally just fold that bit back and decorate it, and it will stand out like so. Now it's up to you at this point whether you wish to glue that down so it stays in place or leave it freestanding. I quite like them up in the air a bit, so I leave mine, but it's up to you. You'll get a white and a cream one of them. And then we also have 2 stepper cards for you. Again, a white and a cream one, and these are the big stepper cards with the side step to them. So they give you plenty of room to decorate your actual main panel, and then nice bits to add other embellishments to as well. So that completes your essential, oh, your envelopes. Sorry, I nearly forgot. Your envelopes as well, of course, come included. We can't give you cards and not envelopes, can we? That would just be mean. So that is all of your essentials pack. Once again, it should be £27.12, but it's yours for just £18. Now, I know we've deprived you of our essential packs for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and our essential packs do have quite a following. So we do warn you, as always, get in quick because of these tend to sell out on day 1, and we hate you to be disappointed. So do get ordering while we've got them. Now then, we best have a look at some cards. As I promised you, I've got about 10 cards to show you today using all of these different items. So let's have a look at card number 1, shall we? So on here, we have got our unicorn die, number 1, obviously, only £4.99. As you can see, he looks really lovely cut out in gold, doesn't he? When I got to show you him earlier, he was just done in the white card, but the gold is really quite special. Then under our ovals, which are from a separate die collection, we have the border die, which is number 3, and that's only £2.99. And I've used it at the top of my element, I've used it at the bottom, and then I've actually used 2 here in the middle, and I've stuck them back to back and just put some ribbon over the join to make up a larger panel using those as well. And then up here we've got the smaller corner, and on the inside we've got the larger corner. Don't forget, you're going to get both corners together. That's die number 4, and they're only £3.99. And I really love these in Mirror Card. I just think they look really expensive and quite elegant. So hopefully you'll like this one too. But it's quite a simple card. I'm not going to pretend it's complicated, but it was quite fun to make that one. Then onto this one, so using one of your stepper cards, which of course you're going to be getting in your essentials pack. Now this one has got our border die coming out the top here, which is of course number 3, it's £2.99. We then have our castle on the front here. Now I tried to do some fireworks using a quickie glue pen and some of the silver glitter out of your set, but I got them a little bit wrong. So just imagine they look like lovely fireworks. That of course is your castle, as I said, £4.49. And then we also have your flowers going around the side here. And they, of course, are die number 12, £7.99. Now, you may have spotted our cheeky little butterfly as well up the top here. He is from the Fairy House, which is number 11, and that one's £7.99. These, of course, are your papers that you're going to be getting in your essentials pack as well. And, of course, any time today you see that I'm showing you white die cuts like this, this is using the Wedding Ivory cardstock that you're going to be getting in your essentials pack as well. Moving on to our 3rd card. Now this one's got our castle on it again, I believe. I told you I'm a bit obsessed with the castle, aren't I? But let's start from the beginning. So on the front here we have our little dragon, which is die number 2. He's £4.49. I didn't use the egg this time, but you certainly could have incorporated that as well if you wanted to. We then have the border coming out the top and the bottom of the card here, and that of course is number 3, and it's £2.99. And then again we've got them corners, die number 4, £3.99, and of course, as we mentioned, the castle, which is number 7, £4.49. And then in the centre here we've just added a couple more of the, or 4 more of the large corners and a bit of a sentiment. But it's again quite an easy card to do, but quite a fun card. I could think of a few people I could send that one to. Moving on to our next one. Now this one's our mermaid card. So on this one we have actually got, we're going to start in the beginning just to confuse you. In the middle here we have our happy birthday, which is die number 9, and that's only £2.99. And I love the way it even gives you the little dot to go on the eye, which not all of them do. And sometimes they're a bit of a nightmare because they're separate elements, and this time it's all together, which is even better. You're also getting to see that lovely pinstripe paper that you're going to get in your essentials pack, and some of the ribbons you're going to be getting in there as well. And then when we go to the outside of it, we've of course got our mermaid, which hopefully you're getting a good look at on our gold mirror card. The mermaid, of course, is die number 10, £7.99. This time I opted to leave off all of the other bits that come with that, but you certainly could use them if you wanted to. And then, of course, we've got the flowers, which is die number 12, £7.99. And this time you're going to get to see the dots on some of the petals. Not all of them, but I did a few of them. Got a glue string there that's got away from me, sorry, get rid of that. But the flowers are really lovely in Marigold, especially the leaves as well. And of course these sort of leaves you could add into lots of flowers you may already have. You don't have to use them with the flowers that are in this set. you could certainly mix and match with other sets you've already got. Moving on, we are going to look at our next card. Now this one is one of them really lovely twisted cards. As I said, I tend to leave my panel up a bit, but if you wanted to, you could attach it down. You're also getting to see that really lovely paper that is in your essentials pack again. I've gone a bit overboard with that, it's everywhere. And die wise, we've of course got the border die coming out the top, my favourite border die, die number 3, $2.99. And we've also got the butterfly die, which I've just layered this time. This is the only card you're going to get to see the butterfly on, so do have a good look at this because it really is very intricate and really lovely. And the butterfly is only £4.49. It's die number 6. Then let's move on to another one. So this time, we're back to the mermaid. I wasn't too sure about this one, if I'm being honest, but you might like it. So it's always worth showing you just different ideas, if nothing else. And it also gets to show you how you can actually bring out all of the sort of parts of the mermaid as well. They all pierce up, so you can actually have a bit more texture and depth to it. And on this mermaid, I've actually layered elements behind it as well. So I've added in some more hair and some more fins as well. Tails? Tails. Yeah, I think it's tails, not fins, but you know what I mean. Under that, we've also got the border die, which of course is number 3. I'm sure you know that by now, $2.99. And then inside the actual card, we've got lots of the elements that do come with the actual mermaid set. So you've got all the grasses and the shells and the fish and all that bit. So lots of them. You're also on this one getting to see the borders that you're going to get in your essentials pack as well. And then on the inside I've just added a little verse. Now this is actually one of the papers. Now I can't show you the original paper, but this is one of the places I've used my tracing paper over the top of the paper because of the waves were a bit too bright and prominent. So I just wanted to cover them up a bit by using the tracing paper on that one. So it's another way to do it. By the way, if this is the second dome card I've shown you, and I've forgotten the last one, so sorry about that. But if you don't know how to make dome cards, obviously, as I said to you, you're going to be getting the card blanks in your essentials pack. But if you're not too sure actually how to construct this out of one of those, we do have a video for that as well, and I'll make sure that the link to watch that video is in the description for this one. So if you do wish to go to YouTube or Facebook, you'll actually be able to find that link and click it and go watch that video so you know how to do them. They are ever so easy, so don't be alarmed. It's not a challenging thing. A video is more just to show you how simple it is to connect them and make them, and explains to you how you can make them bigger and smaller if you wish to. On to our next one. Now this one's using an aperture card again, but instead of using both sides as you're meant to create the card, I've actually folded them in half to make my little Z fold, sort of a gatefold if you like, reverse gatefold maybe, style of card instead. So with this one, what we've done, sorry, I'm getting all unhanded. In this one, we've got the circle aperture. Now, I was really chuffed with this because of the actual fairy fits in there perfectly. The circle that the fairy sits in, or the moon, is exactly the same as the actual aperture of the card. So there's lots of options you could do with that, but I took the easy option. I've padded on the back of my card some silver mirror board, and then I've padded to it my fairy. But I really liked the way it actually matched around the edge, and then it actually appeared as if she was sort of sitting on the side of the card as well. She weren't hidden and it weren't an awkward sort of gap anywhere around it. Also, I've added my corners to this one as well. The corners, by the way, are die number 4, $3.99. The fairy is die number 5, which is $5.99. And then paper-wise, you're going to see some more of the paper on the edges here. That, of course, is coming in your essentials pack if you do wish to get one of those. On to our next card. Now, I like this one. I think that our little fairy house is lovely. I'm not convinced I like my card so much, but I did really like the little fairy house. And he was ever so fun. I've cut him out using the Wedding Ivory cardstock, and I've just coloured it in with felt tips. Now, I quite like doing this with my die cuts because I'm not that great at colouring. So I tend to colour them quite randomly. And then I take a light distress ink colour, so usually tea dye, and go over the top of it and blend it all together. And you tend to find that where felt tips can sometimes be a bit harsh and a bit childish, the tea dye actually takes a bit of the colouring out of them and just sort of vintages it down a little. So it might not be with all felt tips, but it certainly is with the ones we stock here at Craftmania, and I really like that effect, so I tend to do that quite often. So that's how I've created my corners and my little fairy house and my little border bits down here. Now, if you're wondering how or where they've come from, and the grass is behind them, they are again our border die number 3, but I've just coloured it in and then I've cut it in half to create this sort of gate effect. I've put them onto acetate so they sort of come out. I was tempted, to be honest with you, to make a whole dome front again and put the border all the way across it, so you could do something like that if you wanted to, but I just thought they made quite nice little sort of gate edge sides things. Again, in the background here is the paper from your Essentials pack. Now that's that really lovely purple night sky one. But again, I really didn't want that stealing the colours from the actual Toad House, or Fairy House, sorry. And the corners, I found that when you put them onto something so bright, they just sort of fell into insignificance. So again, I've put 2 layers on this one of my tracing paper. So you can still see the pattern, it's still there, but it's just a bit more subdued. On the inside I've done the same again, but this time I've actually printed onto my tracing paper just using black Memento ink. I've just stamped a verse. These are the verses we had on a few weeks ago. So a nice little verse there. And then I've added some corners to it as well, just again using die set number 4. Then moving on to our penultimate card. This time we have gone back to the unicorn. Now I really do love this unicorn, and I have a feeling he's going to be very, very popular indeed. This, of course, is die number 1. It's your Unicorn 4.99. And this time I've just gone on with a quickie glue pen and added in lots of bits of the silver glitter just to give him a bit of a sparkle. I've also done the same with the corners, so you're getting to see the large and the small corners used together on this one. And, of course, your flowers too. Now, the corners, by now I'm sure you're with me, is die number 4, $3.99. And the flowers, of course, are die number 12, and they're $7.99. I have a feeling you're all sitting at home repeating this as I already say it, knowing these codes and numbers off by heart as I've brainwashed you. I apologise. Moving on to our last card. Now this is one I was quite looking forward to doing. I've done these a few times. Basically what I do to create these is take a sheet of A4 card, or I've cut it down slightly, and then I've cut a frame out of the middle of it. And then I just put things behind the frame. I've left this messy intentionally so I could show you, so I apologise for my mess. But I put double-sided tape all the way around the frame, and then I just add bits in where I want them. So obviously we've got the corners at the top here, going all the way across the bottom one. We've got our borders matched up to make a complete border, and then I've added a few flowers onto the front of that one. And then under that, obviously, we've got a couple more levels as well. So if we flick back to the next page, we then have that really beautiful fairy die. Now, I told you I'm not going to be able to show you this cut many times, and this is really lovely. This, of course, is die number 5, and it's only $5.99. Again, I've cut her out twice, and I've actually cut her from it and layered her on top of it, just to give you a bit more depth to the actual image. Then again, we've got large corners hid in the top of that one. And then if we turn over to page 3, we have our castle, which again I've layered. And castle, of course, is die number 7, £4.49. And then we put that really lovely Starry Night background in the back of that you're going to get in your Essentials pack as well. And then, of course, we've got big old corners in the top here. And I also quite like adding the pearls around the edges of the frames. You might notice that as we've flicked through the different pages. And it's also a good way if you want to put ribbon or another frame over the back to just tie it in and sort of cover up your work area as such, if you like. The good thing with these dies as well, if you wanted to, is you could cut ones to go on the back of them to hide any glue areas as well and cover them up a bit more if you wish to, because I'm a bit messy when I make for my Sunday showcases, because it's only me and you that get to see them, but if you were sending them to somebody, you might like to neaten them up slightly, put it that way. I've also added our heart ribbon on the side here, which of course is in your Essential pack, and as I said to you earlier, makes a lovely bow, doesn't it? So that completes all of the cards I have to share with you today. Hopefully they've given you a few ideas. If you're still a bit lost on which dies you'd like or the prices, we'll take a quick run through them again just so you've got a better understanding of the items you could be purchasing. So we have our first one, which is die number 1, Unicorn, $4.99. We have your second one, which is die number 2, Dragon, £4.49. We then have that very lovely border die, which is number 3, and it's only $2.99. We then have your corners, which is die number 4, and it's only $3.99. Then we have die number 5, your fairy, which is $5.99. Die number 6 is the butterfly, which is £4.49. We then have die number 7, which is the castle, which again is £4.49. And we then have die number 8, the Pegasus, which is $5.99. Die number 9 is the Happy Birthday, which is $2.99. And die number 10 is our Mermaid, which is $7.99. Die number 11 is our Fairy House, which is $7.99. And die set number 12 is our Flower set, which is $7.99. Now don't forget, for every single set of dies you purchase, you will get a free raffle ticket that is going to put you into next week's draw worth for £50 worth of Craftmania Gift Vouchers. Of course, you could save even more with your mega bundle. Hopefully I now have shown you all the cards. You really want this. And as I gave you a warning earlier, do get it while we've got it. They do go quickly. The mega bundle should be £64.38p, but it's yours for just £60, meaning you're saving a further £4.38. And of course you will once again get your 12 raffle tickets if you do go for a mega bundle. Then of course you have your essentials pack. I won't run through it all again, but lots in this one. £27.12p, reduced to just £18 if you purchase it this week. Now of course, if you are new to our videos, you might not know about this, but all of these offers do end next Saturday at 5 PM. So these offers will end at 5 PM Saturday the 13th of October 2018. And once again, you can order over the phone to our stores between 9 and 5, Monday to Saturday. You can order on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and Instagram by telling us the code that we've been giving you, and we can have them held for you in store. Or of course you can pop in and see us, and of course they'll be in store ready for you to collect. Now if you've enjoyed today's video and you want to see more details about the cards and bits like that, you can do. All of the cards go up on our Pinterest page, so you can go on there, and also you can look at our other videos and hopefully click subscribe to our YouTube page, or channel I should say, if you haven't yet done that. We've currently got about 1150 subscribers, but we're certainly aiming for much higher, so please don't hesitate to click subscribe. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up as well. It always means the world to us when we see that we're getting thumbs up. It means that we know we're doing something right. Thumbs down we're not so happy about, so if you're giving us a thumbs down, you've got to tell us what we've done wrong. But if you're giving us a thumbs up, that's great. Carry on as you were. Thank you so much for watching today's video. As I said earlier, we will be drawing your draw next Sunday, so do tune in for that one. And good luck to all of you. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.